Hi YouTube fam, welcome back to my channel. Here we're going to be doing a pretty basic volume set. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is priming her lashes. She is naturally very oily, so I have to prime the lashes just to remove all the extra oil residue. After priming her lashes, I always make sure to go back and forth with my fan and brush it, pushing the lashes up towards me. This is going to make it really easy to isolate and in some way train the lashes to stand out straight and a little bit upwards to make it easier for me to get in there and place the extensions. Now before I start actually lashing, I always like to use my pink tape to stick it right on top of her eyelid. When you're sticking it, make sure you are not sticking your tape super close to the actual lashes because you will glue your lashes to the tape. So I stick it down and I gently pull up, and always double check that you cannot see her eyeball, because if you can, that means you pulled it up way too high. Now that she is prepped and ready to go, I'm going to start applying the lashes. I will include the mapping right here. So this is going to be a very basic, because she is more on the natural side. She likes her lashes more natural. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to be placing all my 15 cc's on the top layer, and on her bottom and middle layer, by the way she has 3 layers, I'm going to be placing 13 cc. So I'm working with cc throughout her whole eye. At the very end of her eyes, where it starts to drop down on the outer corners, I do all 13 cc's. On the very inner, where it starts to drop down towards the inner, I do 12 cc's. I am also using 0.03. If you guys were wondering, I only use 0.03 for every single look because I am able to create any type of look with my 0.03. If I need to make spikes, I make spikes. If I need to do a mega set, I could do a mega set. Volume, I could do volume, just pick up less. Here is the basic mapping. If you guys want, take a screenshot. Now that I have pretty much explained the mapping and explained what I'm doing, I'm going to be speeding up the video. If I see I need to jump back in, I will, and explain what I'm doing. Okay, so here I'm not gonna crop it out because I want you guys to see what I did. I turned her head so I can get her outer corner. I am right-handed and I am working on her left eye for this video, so I do have to reach over pretty far. The good thing is I use a glue ring, so the glue only travels from that glue ring to the lash, so it gives me the same retention on both eyes. I don't use a glue drop on my tile, which is what I used to do when I first started, and because it is the left eye and the glue is a bit farther from the tile, usually your glue would dry by the time it gets to that eye. So this is just a little tip so that way you guys know. Turn their head so it's closer to the tile, or use a glue ring. Now that we are getting towards the end and I have mostly full coverage on her except the very outer corners, those lashes are like twisted and crazy, and when they open their eyes they curl in, so I don't worry about those. Plus, when you lash the very outer corners, it can also make the eye appear droopy. So what I'm doing here, I usually do the inner corner last. I just use the tape, tap it down, pull it over, lay it down, and this stretches out the inner corner for me. This is why I usually do the inner corner last, because I take off the other tape that I had on top and then I place my tape differently so I can stretch the eyelid out and separate those baby lashes, because the inner corner is very tedious because it's smaller lashes. You will also notice for the inner corners, I use a different tweezer. This is just a tweezer that I've had for such a long time from Amazon that I use as an isolator for the inner corners. I actually don't think it works really well, but I would recommend a straight tweezer, which I pretty much know that and I need to get one. So I would recommend a straight tweezer for your inner corners and possibly for your outer corners. Now I'm going to be removing the tape that I have on her top lid, stretching out those inner corners, and you're gonna see all the lashes come back together, and I'm gonna brush it and everything just looks very neat and put together. Also, because of the weather, I've been finding that my glue has been working just fine without me applying any bonder or nano mister. I will probably be nano misting for my future clients, but I haven't been using either or because I found that the retention has been amazing. Now this is her full set completed. This set did take me an hour and a half. Mind you, I talked this whole time with her, so it did take me a long time.